everybody and welcome back to my channel. That is the rain. I don't know if that's going to be really annoying, but we're literally like the middle of a thunderstorm, so if you hear rain, if you hear thunder, if you see the lightning, then yeah, that's why. So I am coming back at you today with a brand new video and it's called My First Time. Obviously I'm not going to be discussing the first time, which is what everyone I bet is dying to know, but not yet. Let's get started. My first Facebook post. I actually had to go down in my Facebook and find this because I actually had no idea what it was. And when I got there, so this is back in 2011, when I got there, all I could think was, oh my fuck, why? One, who let me even have Facebook at 11? And two, why the hell did I ever put this as my status? So my first status ever on Facebook, on the big wide web, was, I love my sexy boyfriend. And I know, for an 11-year-old to write that, like, what the hell? What was I even thinking? 4 people commented on it. I'll insert a picture of it here so you can see. 4 people commented on it saying like, oh, who? And I just put, aha. I mean, looking back at that now, honestly, makes me cringe and like makes me want to like curl up into a ball and think, why the hell did I ever do that? My first mobile phone. My first mobile phone I absolutely loved. It was the LG Pop, and I'll insert a picture of it here so you guys can see. I don't have it anymore. Well, if I did, I think I sold it at Car Boot actually. So this is the first phone I had, and I remember getting this phone in, I can't remember if I got it in year 6 or year 7. Part of me, I think I got it towards the end of year 6 when like everyone else was kind of getting their phones. That's when my sister got her phone, so I was getting it at the same time. And when she got her first phone, she had like a flip up phone. And so I was thinking like, oh, I'm not gonna get like a really good phone. And then my dad was like, oh, well, like you could have that one. And it was a touch screen phone. And I was thinking, oh my God, like, am I really gonna get this phone? Like, that is so cool. And then I got it and I was literally so in love with it. I still remember like the background I had on it was like a noughts and crosses board because I don't know. I remember I loved it. I had it in black and I absolutely loved it. And I remember my best friend at the time, Gemma, she got an LG Cookie in pink and I was like, oh my God, I really want that. My first kiss. This is like my first proper kiss. And this was me, my friends, my 4 friends at the time, and these were the 4 friends that I went through Homer Green with, and I went through my whole school life with. So it was me, Emma, Molly, and Lydia, and we were honestly like, we were so close, and we all went to this party. We went to the RGS disco, and if any of you went, you would know exactly what I'm talking about, and it wasn't like, it wasn't great and it wasn't anything special, but back then at the time it was like, oh my God, and they had like pick and mix and stuff there. It was really weird. So yeah, we went there and I literally didn't know anyone there. My friends knew people there because they knew people from other schools and I didn't. And I remember what I was wearing. I was wearing leggings, and I'm gonna try and find a picture of it. So I'll insert it here. I was wearing a Wonder Woman top, and I literally just looked hideous. I don't know why or who let me out, like honestly, but I just looked hideous. And I remember my first kiss was with someone called Ollie, and I remember everyone was like crowding around me and they were like watching us kiss, and I was just like, what is going on? And like people were taking pictures and I was like, ah! But yeah, it was quite an experience to say the least. My first profile picture, oh my God. So this picture, I'll insert it here because it is, look at the difference. So this was the 4th of March 2012 that I made this my profile picture, and this was the first profile picture I ever had. And looking back at it now, I just think how time has changed. 1, where are my eyebrows? 2, what is my hairline? It was like here, and it was like over like that, and it was just awful. But I remember putting it up, and I remember I think it got 47 likes, and I thought, oh my god, that is the most likes I've ever got on any picture ever. So I thought it was like, yeah. And I loved it, and I remember that day so well. Me, Emma and Molly all went to town, and I was wearing my Bullet for My Valentine top and shorts and tights, because that was the thing back then. And I remember that really well. And I just remember taking loads of pictures, and I thought, I'm gonna put that as my profile picture. My first teacher. I will always remember my first teacher, and she was called Mrs. Brewer. For anyone that went to Cedar Park, like at all, not even just in my year, but anyone that went to Cedar Park, you will probably know her. Even like your parents might know her, because I'm pretty sure she taught there when it was like, when Cedar Park was 2 separate schools. I'm not sure, don't take my word for that, but I'm pretty sure. She was we called it Year R, and loads of people like say to me that like, that's really weird, like it's nursery, it's reception, but we always called it Year R. And she was my reception teacher, and she was so amazing. She was like the best woman in the world. She was quite old when I had her, and my sister had her 4 years before me, and yeah, she was just so amazing. I've got this one memory when I think it was raining, and I think my dad had forgot to pick me up from school, as you do, and it was me, Neve, Zoe and Bella, I think. We were all in the classroom, and we were playing with like foam blocks and like all the animals, like wildlife animals and stuff, and like I had such a great time. That is probably like my earliest memory of Year R, and the time I also marked my own work. First detention. My first detention was, I don't know actually. I can't remember if it was Year 8 or Year 9. It wasn't Year 7. It was definitely Year 8 or Year 9. But I'm not sure if this is my first detention, but this was the first detention I remember getting. And it was from my geography teacher, because we were doing an assessment type thing, but it was over like a period of 5 lessons, and he was like quite strict, and he said like, no one forget your assessment, no one forget your coursework or whatever it was. And what did I do? I forgot my assessment, and so I was like, shit, what do I do? Because he said anyone who forgets it gets a detention, and I thought, oh my god, like I really don't want a detention, like I don't even want to say that I haven't got it. And so Emma had like a spare copy of hers, of like a draft that she'd written out, so she gave me that, and then I carried on writing from that. And I don't know how we thought we were ever gonna get away with it, but honestly, like I don't know how we thought we were ever gonna get away with it. But he pulled me up, he was like, this is the same as this one. He was like, Lauren, where is your assessment? And I was like, I'm really sorry, like I forgot it, and like I didn't want to get in trouble, I just wanted to carry on. And he was like you should have just told me, blah blah blah. And I was like, sorry. I started crying because I was like, oh my god, this is my first detention, what am I gonna do? And it actually rolled round to the detention day, and do you know what? I actually think it started snowing, or it was like the last day of term. I think it was the last day of term, and me and Emma were like, well great, like we have to stay behind for half an hour in a green detention. And he came up to me and Emma and he said, don't worry about it, just don't do it again. And I was like, oh my god, I was like, thank you so much. Like, I don't know why I was so worried, and after that it was just a downhill spiral, and I was getting detentions like every week, so don't do that. My first boyfriend was a boy called James in Year 7, and for so long, like we'd been talking for so long, and then he finally asked me out, and I was like, yes, like I really want to go out with you. And I met him through my friend Emily, and she was like, yeah, like go for it. So we were like texting and everything, as you do, and like we actually texted like every day, and it was really sweet. We were in the same form as well. But we didn't really talk. You know, one of them like year 7 relationships when like you don't talk to your boyfriend, like, I don't know, I just imagine not talking to your boyfriend now, like it'd be really weird. But back then we just didn't talk and it was really weird. But we went out for like almost a year. We were together for like 10 months or something ridiculous like that. I can't remember how it ended, but I remember he came up to me and he kissed me on the lips once in the hall. I remember that, but that was it. My first celebrity crush. Ooh, that's a hard one because I actually don't know. I think, do you know what, this is gonna sound really, really weird, but my first celebrity crush was Michael Owen. Like, I don't know if any of you actually know who Michael Owen is because I know he's a footballer. And honestly, that is all I actually know of him now. Like, he used to play football or something. I actually don't know what he looks like anymore. Like, I can't picture him in my head at all. But did you ever used to play them games like with your family or with your friends and like you'd have a boyfriend? My boyfriend was always called Michael Owen because I really fancied him. And I can't remember what he looks like. Like, I'll insert a picture of him here in case you don't know who I'm talking about. But that was like my first crush when I was quite young. And then as I grew up a little bit, when I got to like 9, 10, I really fancied Drake from Drake and Josh. And I just thought, oh my god, he is so fit. Like, I just want to be with him. Did anyone hear that? That was so weird. They were like my first 2 celebrity crushes. Michael Owen was just weird. My first concert. The first concert I ever went to was McFly. And that was in 2004. That was 14 years ago I went to that. And that honestly was the best concert of my entire life. And I remember thinking like that was the best day of my life as well, because I was in year 4 and we had just gone on a school trip. And I think, I can't remember where we went, but I know we went to a museum. And I actually don't know where it was, I can't remember, but I remember I bought a little jelly bear and it had like jelly balls in it and I was like playing with it and I don't know. I remember going there and then my dad was picking me up from school and we were going straight like to McFly and we drove there and I was like, oh my god, this is so exciting. It was me, my dad and my sister. And McFly, if any of you knew me when I was younger, McFly was my ultimate favourite band ever. I still love them now, even though they're not together anymore. Well, McBusted, but that doesn't really count. McFly were mine and my sister's favourite band, and we used to fight over Danny Jones because I really liked him, and my sister was like, no, I want him, and I was like, no, you've got Dougie, I've got Danny, and all this bullshit. But no, that was a really good concert. I remember getting we got so much stuff from that concert, oh my god. We got a t-shirt each and we got a brochure and we also got a poster each, which was really cute. My first fear, I'm not gonna lie, I actually don't know. I think I've always had a fear of spiders, always, and other things like snakes, reptiles, like I just spat. Like anything like that, anything like creepy crawly, like I've always had a fear of it. So I don't know if I'm gonna count that. So my first proper fear was being left on a train by myself. Oh my god, I actually thought something was crawling on me then, ew. Or like my dad being in front of me and him getting on and me not getting on, and like, I don't know, I always panicked and like was like, how will I ever like know where they are? So that was like a really big thing, because my auntie lived in London. We used to go up there a bit and I used to be like, oh my god. My first car was a Volkswagen Polo, and oh my god, it was the best car of my life. If any of you ever get the chance to get a Volkswagen, do it and get a Polo. It was so easy to drive. Like, it was a piece of shit at the same time, but what can you expect for your first car? My first job, oh my god. My first job was in a fish and chip shop, and well, I'd done like work experience before, like in London and in charities, I'd done work experience, but my first proper paid job was in Smiles, and this was a fish and chip shop, and I bloody loved it. Like, I loved it so much because it was just fun. It was such a fun atmosphere to work in. Like, my sister worked there as well. My friends, I made loads of new friends there, and it was such like a calm and like cool environment to work in, and like I would always be eating the food. And I remember my manager saying to me once, he was like, "You eat more than you work," and I was like, "I'm sorry." And like, we used to bring the food home. Oh, it was just amazing. I loved it. Like, I literally loved it. My first friend, oh, I actually don't know who my first friend was, because when I went, obviously starting at Cedar Park, I don't remember anything beyond Cedar Park. Like, I don't remember nursery at all. But starting at Cedar Park, I'm just gonna say it, I had quite a lot of friends. And I think my best friend at that time, like my first friend, was Emily, and we done so much together. We even went to America together. Like, both of our families went to America. Like, how crazy is that? And I had the best time of my life out there. And we were just really good friends, and like, we always have been friends. And then previously, like a little while ago, we worked together in the same place, and it was literally, we were just like chatting and like talking about like old memories and stuff, and it was really nice. It was actually really nice to catch up. But she goes to uni now, so like I don't really see her that often. I don't think she works with me anymore. She does like a couple of shifts, I think, every now and then. But yeah, it's really good to like catch up. And also, I think it's between Emily and Bella, because me and Bella have been friends for so long, and she literally lives at the end of my road, so every day after school we'd ring up each other and be like, "Do you want to come out? Do you want to come round?" And everyone would be like, "Yeah." We used to like buy loads of sweets in Co-op. We used to go to the what's it called, the toy shop, and buy like bouncy balls. We had like a bouncy ball collection, and we also used to cut up rubbers like into little tiny bits and put them in sharpening things. I don't know why, but I think it would be between Emily and Bella that were my first friends. My first swear word, I remember, I don't know, because no one in my family particularly swears. I don't know, I think swearing is one of them things you pick up during school. Like, everyone swears, and I remember, like, I never used to really swear because I never used to get it. Like, why are people saying these words? But I think as you go through school, more people say it, you kind of pick up the language of what your peers are saying, and before you know it, it's in your vocabulary. And it's actually sad to say that swearing is probably a major part of our vocabulary today. So I remember listening to a James Blunt song, and it was the You're Beautiful song, and I was listening to it at home on my speakers, and there's a bit in it, oh, how's it go? I could see from my face that I was fucking high, something like that. And I was singing it, and my dad said, "You can't say that word, it's flying." And I was like, "No, it's not, it's fucking." And he went, "No, it's flying." And I was like, "No, it's not." And I got out the lyric booklet, and I was like, "It's fucking." And my sister was killing herself laughing, and my dad was laughing as well. And I was like, what is so funny? Like, what am I doing wrong? And yeah, I can't remember what happened. I think everyone just laughed, and they were like, "It's a swear word, like you can't say it." And I was like, oh. So yeah, that was that. Finally, the first YouTuber that you watched. I hate to say it, but the first YouTuber that I used to watch was Sam Pepper. and for so long I absolutely loved his videos. There was his old videos, not like the prank videos, the videos that were things we all do in bed, things we all do in school, all the videos like that. I absolutely loved them, and I thought they were so funny and just so relatable as well. And that was actually when I first started watching Pointless Blog as well, because he was in a video of Sam's called Things We All Do in Bed, and Pointless Blog was there, and I was like, oh my god, like, who is this guy? I'm gonna have a look at his channel. And lo and behold, I subscribed, and I still watch him to this day. So that is it for my first time. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. I hope you got not the juicy gossip you're after, but I really hope you've enjoyed it. If you'd like to see more, don't forget to click the thumbs up button, subscribe if you haven't already, and go and check out my vlogging channel as well. There's a brand new weekly vlog up there, so you won't want to miss that. And yeah, stay tuned for next time. Bye!